Hey guys, I know I probably sound funny. I hope I can get through this video. I am sick. I woke up with a very sore throat yesterday and last night was not good. So hopefully I can get through it. I got some tea seeping. Being LDS, we only drink tea if we're sick. We don't drink tea for fun or anything else. You may see me drink some and I'm gonna have a cough drop in my mouth. But it is April 1st, meaning it is wrap up and TBR time. So let's get through what I read. I started off with finishing The Edge and the Light by Queenie Chan. This is technically a fanfic, but it's on Goodreads. It's a Legend of Zelda fanfic. It was alright. It was like a 3 out of 5 stars. Not the best, but Then I finally finished Pokemon Volume 5 by Hidenori Kusaka and Mato. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't terrible. I don't know if I'm going to keep collecting them or not. I got another Pokemon volume, but I don't know how long I'll keep hanging on to them. Then I read Avatar The Rift Part 1 by Luen and various others. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. Can't wait to get my hands on The Rift Part 2 and 3. Then I read A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. This was part of my #yearthon. Didn't manage to finish it until just after. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars and have a full review that is linked down in the doobly-doo. After that, I read Witch Volume 1, The Power of Friendship by Elizabetta, however you say the last name that's on the screen. I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was not fantastic, but I enjoyed it better than the book. I think I much would rather read the comics than the books. But again, I've only found Volume 2 before I found this one, and that's all I've ever seen in English. So I don't know how easy it's going to be to get my hands on these, but it's a lot easier to get my hands on the light novels, which honestly, they leave out some details that the comics naturally have. Then I read Batman Arkham Asylum by Grant Morrison and Dave McKean. I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars. I did not enjoy this. I didn't think it was well done. I know this is what the game is based after, and the game is 10,000 times better. It made no sense to me. It didn't have a solid ending. There was no crescendo of the plot. The plot was just talking about how Arkham Asylum was taken over by the inmates and how each of them was insane, and that's all there is. There's no ending at all. It's not very good. I did not like this at all. Bleh. Then I read Arkham City by Paul Dini and Carlos Donda. I'm sorry if I'm slurring or you can hear my mouth noises. I'm really sorry, but I really need this cough drop. I'm in a lot of pain. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this. It was a lot better. It kind of is a companion to the game, which I've seen my brother play entirely. So I was able to follow this very well. If you've played the games or are a fan of the games, then you really should pick this up. It's a load of fun. I think I've read it before, but it wasn't marked on Goodreads or anything, so I'm counting this towards my Goodreads goal. I really did enjoy this quite a lot, and I want to own that one, not the other one. Then I finally finished Carswell's Guide to Being Lucky by Marissa Meyer, which is a short story you get when you sign up to get her email newsletter. I don't know why it took me so long. I think it's because I knew I would want to read Winter, and Winter's not out yet, and it's coming in months. I enjoyed it. It was like a 5 out of 5 star. Novel or short story, Marissa Meyer can do no wrong. She's really good. Then I finally read Saints by Luen, book 2 of the Boxers and Saints duology. On Friday I will be talking about both of these books, so look for that. I enjoyed it quite a lot. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. It was very deserving. I'll go into more details, but it was quite good. I enjoyed it better than Boxers. Then I finally found the manga From Far Away by Kyoko Hikawa online, so I read Volume 5 to start things off. 5 out of 5 stars. It was a great reread. Then I finally finished rereading The Uncertain Path, Jedi Apprentice number 6 by Jude Watson. Again, I was having trouble because originally I saw things from Obi-Wan's perspective, and then I saw things from Qui-Gon's perspective now, which it was a really weird to reread, and yet it's kind of a good thing because you grow and the story has multiple layers, which I enjoyed. Also, I remembered the ending differently, and I was dreading the ending. The ending's great, no problem. Like a 4 out of 5 stars, honestly. Then I read From Far Away, Volume 6 and 7. 5 out of 5 stars. I will probably be doing a series review when I finish rereading it. Then I decided to reread The Searcher and the Sword, Elf Quest number 13 by Wendy and Richard Pini. This is one of the latest ones. It's actually the second to latest one, other than Final Quest. I'm rereading ElfQuest. I was not here. I just was having trouble trying to remember one of Cutter's nicknames for one of my tags. I just ended up rereading the entire thing. Even though in the video I never remembered what his nickname is. It's Cutter Kinseeker. I reread it just for the heck of it. Then I reread From Far Away, Volume 8 by Kyoko Hikawa, 5 out of 5 stars. Then I finally finished rereading ElfQuest Dreamtime by Winnie and Richard Pini. That's where I was at. I really enjoyed it. It's a little weird because what the story is that the elves were asleep for 10,000 years. While they slept, they dreamed, and the dreams interwove with one another and actually set up the stage for the next bit of the stories. So it was kind of cool to see that because I'd forgotten that about Dreamtime. Then I finally finished, it took me all month, Fairest by Marissa Meyer. This I am counting towards my TBR jar challenge to read a debut novel of 2015. I give this a 3 out of 5 stars. I understand why Marissa Meyer felt the need to write it. I'm not quite so clear why she felt she needed to publish it and us as the readers needed to read it. It did give us more into Levana, and I just hate Levana more. She is disgusting and a terrible person. The best part of this was the 2 chapters from Winter. It was so hard to read. I finally got bored on Sunday and just read the whole thing. Bleh. That's how I feel about it. Then I read Jedi Academy Volume 1 by Jeffrey Brown. This is not anything close to canon. It's like this little kid from Tatooine doesn't get into Pilot Academy, and instead he goes to the Jedi Academy that he knows nothing about and almost no one knows nothing about. There he's trained by Yoda and a whole bunch of other teachers in a typical middle school type setting. There's bullies and stuff. It was amusing. It wasn't as good as I thought. It wasn't as cute as I thought it would be, but it was amusing. I'm glad I have it. I found it at the library sale and then read it the same day. And then the last thing that I read is ElfQuest, A Gift of Her Own by Wendy and Richard Pini. This is the only children's book. So unlike this and all the others that are just straight comics, A Gift of Her Own is an actual picture book. And it follows the story of a little girl whose name escapes me, because I suck with names, who has run away because she can't stand that she feels like she is worthless. And she runs into Red Lance, and Red Lance, Suntop, and Ember, and Trinket all make her feel like she's valued. It takes place about the time of Dreamtime, actually. So I actually read it right when it would take place. It was pretty good. I always liked it. It's a 5 out of 5 stars from me, because it teaches that, you know, you may feel like you don't have any talents, but you don't understand what people value. She is very poor. That's why she feels worthless. She's also female. Among the humans, that means she's worth less than a man by a lot. So there's a huge, huge gender gap. She has this necklace she made out of buttons. And Trinket, who's covered in gold and jewels, she's the daughter of the Troll King. She was like, oh my gosh, I want that, it's so pretty. And then the elves are like, no. And they're like, oohing and awing over it. And so she learns that she is a maker, as Red Lance says, and that is a great skill. She learns her own self-worth, and I really, really like it. It's a great story for little kids. I recommend y'all go read it. I will link down in the doobly-doo where you can read ElfQuest all online. Alright. Now for the 2015 Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, I got 3 books that marked that off. A book published this year, Fairest by Marissa Meyer, published in February or January. A book with a love triangle is A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. The main character, Gemma Doyle, falls in love with a guy named, I've never remembered his name. She falls for him, but he's in love with her best friend, Libby. And a book based on a true story, Saints by Jean Luen Yang. This is based on the real Boxer Rebellion in China. Time for my TBR Jar 2015 Reading Challenge. Read an award-winning novel. I don't know what's won awards. I'm not kidding, I have no clue. I'm going to have to do my research and come back to that. But hopefully I can tell you that I did it. On to my March TBR. Starting things off, hashtag Yearathon. I think it's fantasy sci-fi. I'm going to read Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. And if I manage to get through this giant chunk of a book, which I probably won't, I can pick up The Well of Ascension, book 2 of the Mistborn trilogy that I picked up at the library sale. So this is my TBR, and if I get bored with that, if I get finished with that, or bored with it, I can read Tiger's Curse by Colleen Hook. So this is my TBR. Yeah, I'm not going to get through all these. As for what I'm currently reading, I am still in the middle of Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Lanny Taylor. I am enjoying this less than I hoped for, but it's not as bad as I expected. It's very blah. I'll get through it eventually. It might take a while. I'm also about halfway through Battle Magic by Tamara Pierce, so I expect to get through this in the month. I'm enjoying it. It's just that the Emperor really, really pissed me off, and I hated him, and I want to read his death, which always slows books down for me. I also finally have my hands on Prodigy by Marie Lu, book 2 of the Legend trilogy. I enjoyed Legend quite a lot. I have been dying to read this. Hopefully I can get through it. I also want to reread The Captive Temple by Jude Watson, book 7 of the Jedi Apprentice series. Again, trying to read through this. This will just be something probably sitting in the computer room for whenever I get bored. And then the last book that I want to try to reread is Queen of the Darkness by Anne Bishop. As you know, I tried to read the entirety of the Black Jewels series in October. I never did. I stopped after The Invisible Ring. Never even started Queen of the Darkness. I want to try to at least pick it up. This, I'm hoping, will be kind of a fast read, but it's only fast if I skip a lot of scenes, and I'm not going to skip most of those scenes. So this is what I read in the month of March, and this is what I'm planning to read in this month in April. Yeah, I'm not even going to get through half of that. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more. Every Friday is a book review, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully I won't keep getting sick, but I do work with little kids at church, and I have been holding little ones as they were crying to keep them calm, and then they cough on me, and they sneeze on me, and they pick their noses and then hug me, and yeah, germs. It's a foreign concept to 4-year-olds. Good luck with your reading, and I hope you had a good month and that April will be good to you too. Bye! See you in the next video! Grab everything before we started filming. No, I didn't grab that. I did not grab anything. By Hidenori Kasaka. Not Casca. Ow. You're just rang randomly. Another book I forgot. They are making this hard. You tell I have trouble thinking because I'm feeling so sick. Shut up, stupid phone. I'm really sick. I can't think at all. Really. It's been steeping for 10 minutes instead of 5. Hopefully that won't be too bitter. No, that's what stabbed me. Oh, I didn't do my reading challenge. Are you kidding me? Sorry if you can hear my dad. He just came home. Shut up. What the hell was that? Weird noise.